Afternoon. My name is Timeyer Hayter. I am in Module 4, Assignment 4.1, and we're going to go ahead and get started with this assignment by reading the instructions. So I already have the data set open. The instruction says, is there a significant relationship between free reduced lunch percentage and the percentage of students scoring at the exceeding level in math? So first, we're going to assume that all assumptions for performing a correlation test are met. And then we're going to perform the correlation test in SPSS, and then we're going to interpret that in our video. So starting off with step A, so all the assumptions for performing the correlation tests are met. The variables are going to be continuous and the relationships are linear, so we can go ahead and proceed forward with this correlation test. So we're going to focus on two data sets, free and reduced lunch and math exceeds. Okay, so we need to go to analyze, correlate, bivariate, and we'll click on that. And then from here, we need to make sure those two are the variables we use. So free and reduced lunch, and then we're going to find math exceeds. Click on that. And then we want the Pearson test checked and the two-tailed test checked. And then we're going to see what that comes up with. Okay, so here's our Pearson correlation between free and reduced lunch and math exceeds percentage. So we have a 1 value with the correlation of 0.696. So that shows that we have a statistically negative correlation or relationship between free and reduced lunch percentage and math exceeds. And that is correct because of the color between the correlation. So if we look at our key right here, color chart, we have a negative correlation. So we have a statistically significant relationship between those two, but it's also a negative statistical correlation or relationship. And we also know that because of the significance value or the t-value, so that's 0.001, which is less than 0.05. So that's going to be a negative relationship between the two. So in real world value, that basically means that there's a correlation between math exceeds. So the lower the number of math exceeds is directly correlated to students who receive a free and or reduced lunch. So students who have low scores most likely come from impoverished areas and have a low socioeconomic status within that area in which they live, and that's a direct correlation with the free and reduced lunch. And that's also my experience working in the education system. I work at a district that is a 83% low socioeconomic status. So, and there's a great significance between the two. So, as I said earlier, so we have a negative significant correlation between the two because of the t-value is less than 0.05, and then we have a negative significant relationship value of 0.696. So just to talk about that number, the 0.696. So a low number for that would be 0.1 to 0.29. We would call that weak. So it's a weak relationship. So a 3.0 to a 0.30 to a 0.49 is going to be a moderate relationship, and then a 0.50 and above is significant. So as you can see, looking at this, we obviously have a great significance between this relationship of free and reduced lunch and math exceeds. So to conclude this, The relationships are statistically significant. It is strong in strength based on the value of R, which R was 0.696, which is greater than 0.50. So that's going to be a strong negative correlation. So the relationship is going to be very meaningful. It means that poverty levels increase in a school district. The percentage of students achieving at the exceeding level in math tends to decrease in a notable area. So as I stated earlier, I work in a school district. We deal with this on a daily basis. So the lower the school, the lower the values of the scores in the school, is a direct correlation with our free and reduced lunch. It actually got to the point now where all of our lunch is free for our students just because we all deal with those same issues. So I hope that explains this correlation test, and I thank you for joining me.